Reform.
Reform. What makes them attractive to you?
They say they might shoot immigrants out of the water.
Okay, when you're talking about immigrants, you mean the illegal immigrants or anyone that's coming into the country wanting to contribute?
Well, the ones coming on dinghies specifically, but
Right.
there's no such thing as a legal migrant because we were never asked. Doesn't
Well-
matter how well educated you are, you should be looking after your own people, not looking after stupid English people.
Right, I get you, but in 1948, the British Nationality Act.
I don't give a fuck.
No, when you're saying you weren't asked, you're the ones that actually invited people from the current colonies to come and
Who invited
re-established.
them? Show me
Well, the
who
government,
invited
isn't
them.
it?
Yeah, but who?
Well, the government's the one who passes the legislation,
Who is
hence
in
the
charge?
British Nationality Act,
Who's in charge
1948.
in a democracy?
Well, it's the leader, isn't it?
No, the people.
Well,
Demos means
do you really believe that the people here are in
No,
charge?
obviously it's not, but
Yeah.
that's what it should be.
So you're telling me about
That's what it
English. I'm
legally
hearing you
should be.
talking about English and England, and what were you saying about the English and England? Tell me a bit more.
Well, it's none of your business, really.
Well, it is. You're in Speaker's Corner,
No,
and you're
yes,
talking
and
about
you're a
Islam
foreigner
is a
and
death cult.
You'll never understand English.
What makes me a foreigner?
The fact that you were born, your parents were born somewhere else, your ancestors lived somewhere else.
So that makes a person a foreigner.
Yes.
Well, there's so many people.
Have you have you seriously not thought that?
the Queen's great grandfather was German.
Yeah, and what's that got
So
to do
is
with
that
you?
is she considered?
What's English and Germany?
Is she considered to
But
be a
that's-
foreigner?
That's nothing to
This
do
is
with
your head of state.
the relationship
The great
between England and Germany
grandfather
is none of your
of
business.
the Queen
None of your
is
business.
a German.
None of your business.
She's a German though?
I don't care if the emperor of Pakistan was Indian, which you all are, by the way.
No. The point
There's
that
no
you've
such
just
thing
said.
as Pakistan.
The point that you
Made
just
up.
said. Well, you haven't asked me about Pakistan. I actually agree with you there. There was
of
there was
course you agree.
Hindustan, and then England.
Everyone's
England
ancestors were
came
Indian.
one out of. In fact, a quarter of the world's economy, India was responsible
Even-
for. When the British came over there, you left us with 3%. You took everything. You plunged us. You were
Yes,
lobbying.
that's the way it goes. That's the way of the world.
Okay. So if that's the
If India can become
that's the
powerful
world,
like
sorry.
us, then you can come and
If
colonize
that's
us
the
again.
world, if that's the way
But
the
you
world
can't.
works, then what issue do you have with Islam? Why the criteria?
It's incompatible with modern world.
It's compatible with the way you're describing it.
No, it's not. It's backward, medieval.
What makes it
death
backwards?
cult. What makes it backwards?
Okay, you've repeated what I said. I know you're buying time to think. Come on, what makes
Yeah.
it backwards? Come on.
Why do I have to say it?
Because you've made the claim, so you present the evidence. This is Speaker's
do we have to
Corner.
go over
You don't
and over
just
again?
make claims
Arabs
and then just
castrated
wander around.
African
Oh, you've had time to
slaves.
think about it now, yeah?
Why do we have to go over this? They castrated African
Because
slaves
I've just started the
like
conversation with you.
monsters.
You're talking about England
What
and
kind of
English.
monsters
Oh, we are
castrates
England.
men?
We are English. You know,
What about paedophilia?
No, I don't care about that.
What do you mean? It's literally a point to help them.
Well, no one even knows if Muhammad existed, for goodness sake. You were worried
Of
about
course,
belief rape and
of
imagine
course
a
it.
12-year-old
Okay. You don't believe Muhammad
That's a
existed.
weak point.
Okay, you don't
The
believe
point
that.
is,
You don't believe Muhammad existed.
Of the Old Testament.
Okay, no
and
problem.
it's inferior to the Old Testament.
Okay,
every
you're
way.
putting a few things out there. Firstly, Muhammad
The Talmud-
existing. Firstly,
Talmud
Muhammad existing.
And the Old
Are
Testament.
you a Christian?
Absolutely destroy.
Are you a
Islam.
Christian?
Why do you hate the Jews, the people you learn?
We don't hate the Jews. We don't. Wait. We
I
don't hate the
have to
Jews.
say what I am.
We do because it's the early Christians that have actually
I'm a man of
attested.
God, all right?
It's the early Christians that have actually attested to the
believe in
existence
God,
of the
a
Prophet
personal relationship
Muhammad,
between
peace
me
be
and God,
upon him.
nothing to do
For
with your
example,
imams and
Thomas the
priests. I
Presbyter.
don't give a damn
Thomas
what
the
they say.
Presbyter is somebody.
It's my business.
Thomas the Presbyter.
Between me and God, it's my business.
that-
No one else's business.
He's not a Christian.
No, I'm
Okay.
a deist. You
Okay.
don't even know what deist is.
Yes, I do know what deist is. Okay, so Thomas
a famous deist in
Thomas the Presbyter is somebody that around, I think it was within 10 years of the Prophet, peace be upon him, passing
such a
away.
waste of time
It's a
speaking
historical
to people
document.
like you.
So I'm giving
Why
you
do I have-
evidence.
Why do I? why
I'm
am I
giving you
speaking to
evidence
you?
about the
I don't
claim
want
that
to
you've
speak to
said the Prophet has existed.
You're retarded.
Yeah, okay, what makes me retarded?
That you follow Islam.
I follow Islam, so I'm retarded.
Yes.
Okay.
Case closed.
I'm retarded, therefore.
So stop
Okay, so
talking to me now.
1.8 billion people on the planet are retarded.
Yes.
Because they believe that you
Most
should
English
love your
people-
neighbor,
most
you
English
shouldn't
people
kill
are retarded.
innocent people,
They're
you don't
envious.
believe in the Trinity, you don't believe God is just
Most
sitting
English
there
people are
doing
retarded.
whatever.
It doesn't
Huh?
say-
Most English people are atheists.
So English people are retarded as well,
Yes.
according to you.
Anyone who doesn't believe in God through their own personal experience is a retard.
Well, how do you know the Muslims that you've labeled all as retarded don't believe during their, well, because of their own experience as
Because
well.
you see how it destroys every country it touches, but still you carry on.
What are you going on about?
Tell
Which
me
country?
Good economy.
Which country?
Which Islamic country has a good functioning economy?
Well, the West relies upon Saudi Arabia and its petrodollar.
Yes,
Your economy is resting upon
they're
these Arabs with these turbans and their robes who
monarchy.
you call backwards.
Arab is monarchy.
Now that the Arabs are taking away
They're
the
monarchy.
petrodollar, ooh,
They're
shaking in your
monarchy.
boots.
They're monarchy.
And now you're blaming your migrants when
They're a
you've got
monarchy.
LGBT flags everywhere, dangling off every
not
other
addressing the
building.
point.
You're man.
Saudi
Wait, so what's a
Arabia is a
man?
monarchy.
What's a woman? What's a woman?
What's a woman?
Yeah, come.
Don't even.
Don't know what a woman
It's
is.
nonsense.
Oh, so we're the backwards
Even
one, yeah?
asking that
I can tell
question
you
is
what a woman is. I can
waste
tell
of
you
time.
what a man is.
Yes, but why do you even have to ask? You're
Because
buying
your
into the
own
nonsense
country
by
is
asking.
confused.
I'm not.
You've got 3 toilets. You go
Yes.
to Primark, they've got a third genderless
Corrupt
toilet.
politicians.
For you, for
They're
you
being
lot.
corrupted by Xi Jinping, communist China.
Xi Jinping, yeah? Xi Jinping is coming over here, yeah?
Yes.
And he's telling
His
you
money-
he's telling you that
money-
woman is a man and a man is a woman.
Yes, they're using
He's laughing at you.
They're using
He's
it 'cause they
laughing
know
at
we're
you.
destroying
You're the
ourselves.
retard.
They know we're
You're the
destroying
retard.
ourselves.
That's
And
what
we
you are. No, you.
No, we're Xi
Tell me
Jinping
what a
knows
woman
we'll
is.
destroy
Oh, don't
it.
blame Xi Jinping. What's a woman?
No, he's using it.
What's a woman?
Because he knows that we've gone mad
Oh, so he's coming over here and he's pulling
Not
the strings, is he?
literally.
Okay, how then?
by
But-
giving money to LGBTQ.
Oh, so
People.
LGBTQ people are receiving
Yeah.
Chinese
Where do
money
you think
now.
they- well, where does
Oh,
their money
Xi
come
Jinping is dishing out the money. He's making
LGBT
it. He's
King.
making it rain on the LGBT
LGBT
people. Is he?
King.
He's making it rain on them.
Yes.
Oh,
That's the
what's
best
the
way to
evidence?
destroy the West.
Is it?
If that's what I would do if I was a communist.
Okay, tell me what you think
monster.
about the Zionists and their involvement.
The communists are far more sophisticated
Oh, anytime
They're gonna-
you speak to these people,
When they're
you
done with
know your
they're gonna
politicians
kill
are
you.
in the pockets of the
than you. The
Zionists.
communists are going to
Why
kill
can't you
when
just say it?
when they've used you.
Why can't you just say it?
Like the Uyghurs.
The communists
Do you
have
care
been
about the
used for
Uyghurs?
time immemorial.
Do you
It's
care about the
boring.
Uyghurs?
Look at William
Do you care
Bloom.
about the
Of course,
Uyghur
of course we do.
you?
William Bloom has written an
Why
entire
aren't you
book
saying
called
anything about
Killing
it?
Hope.
Why
That
aren't you
communism
protesting
have been
outside the
used
Chinese embassy?
since World War II.
Why aren't you protesting outside
it's
the
boring.
Chinese embassy?
Now tell
For the
us
Uyghur?
about the
Uyghur
Zionists.
brothers.
What do you think
Where are
about
your
the
Uyghur
Zionists?
brothers?
Of course, we condemn what's going on.
Oh, do you?
Of course, yes.
To Xi Jinping, you
Yes,
condemn it.
yes.
He will kill you like that.
Okay, no problem.
Because the Chinese Communist Party is
Can we
far
move on to
more
the Zionists
powerful
now?
than Islam.
Okay, you can kill me, no problem. I'm here. I'm
yeah,
at
you
Speaker's
should be
Corner.
ready to
Come.
die
Okay,
if
I'm
you
ready.
really believe
I'm
in
ready.
God.
Now
If
the
you don't
Zionists.
understand God.
Now the Zionists.
If you understood
Oh,
God,
now
you
you're
wouldn't be
moving on to
in
God.
Islam.
He thought I wasn't going to condemn the harming
Well,
of the
you've done
Uyghurs.
nothing.
I condemned it straight
You do
away.
nothing.
Now you condemn the Zionists.
do
Go.
nothing.
Condemn the
No,
Zionists.
the
Go.
Zionists are obviously correct.
Oh. Ha, ha.
Yeah,
Okay,
ha.
what makes them correct?
Because they've been persecuted
Butchering
for
kids.
2,000 years.
Butchering
you fool.
babies. So someone gets bullied,
Nobody else
then
has
it's
been
okay
kicked
for you
out
to
of their
kill
own
kids.
homeland.
You're talking about the Old Testament.
Nobody's
This is what
been
it
kicked-
says. What does it
Jews
say in
are the
1
only
Samuel?
people kicked out
What
of
does
their
it say in the
homeland.
1 Samuel 15:3?
They didn't want to live in Germany, but they
babies.
They were forced to live in
Kill
Germany.
infants.
And they worked better than the
Kill
Germans.
donkeys.
So the Germans killed them.
I ask you, if you're being oppressed, what have the donkeys
Talk
done to
to
you?
me. Talk
What have
to
the
me.
donkeys done to you? What have the donkeys done to you? Why is in the
What-
Old Testament that they're saying kill donkeys,
It's
kill
none of my-
infants, kill babies?
How I
You
interpret the Old
just said
Testament is none of
we've
your
copied
business.
the Old
You need-
Testament.
No, I interpret it.
Then how
on
comes
my
in the
own
Quran,
terms.
nowhere does it say kill babies?
What?
There you go.
Nowhere does it say.
You're
don't
saying
kill
we're the
babies.
backwards cult. Zionists are the people that are being
Yes,
oppressed.
by
But
your
they're the ones
economy.
killing babies.
Your economy says
They're
it
the
all.
ones killing babies.
In modern times,
Your United Nations.
Islamic
United
economies
Nations.
are failed.
Amnesty International.
Syria.
Human Rights Watch. The UN repertoire.
Iran.
UN repertoire is
Pakistan.
saying there is a genocide taking
We
place.
give aid to Pakistan. We give financial aid to Pakistan. Come
Yeah, and
on.
you give billions to Israel
Yes.
to kill kids.
No.
Then what are they doing? Oh, what's wrong with killing kids? Is that one of your friends?
No. If you don't use AK-47s, it's not terrorist.
Look, listen. When you look at the reports by the United Nations,
If you got an AK
look.
in your hand, you're a terrorist, right?
No, not
If you're
necessarily.
dropping
Not according to you.
bombs.
The
You're a
ICJ,
nation.
the ICJ, International Criminal Court, they're issuing a warrant against
Seriously, get that
Netanyahu.
shit out my face, you lunatic. Stop filming. Talk to people. Don't watch other people talk. And take that mask off, you creepy weirdo.
So look, mate, when it comes to the International
Don't
Criminal
be
Court,
afraid to die. Don't be afraid to show your face, you coward.
Okay, when it comes to the ICJ, when it comes to the human rights, the criminal courts, all of them are unanimous that
Yes.
Israel
Oh,
are
the
killing
ICC,
people.
they're
killing
moral,
people
aren't they?
indiscriminately.
Such a moral organization.
Okay, who do you think we should take as an arbiter between the two?
I don't care.
Arbiter.
I just want to close off to the world. Give a middle finger to the world. Say we're going to deal with England for English people. To hell with everyone else.
Look, I get the sentiment. Look,
Yes,
trust me,
and you
I
should do the
understand.
same. If we
Look,
all did the same,
I
there wouldn't
understand
be
the
any more
sentiment.
wars.
I understand the sentiment.
Yes.
However, when you look at the practicality of it, post World War II, you don't see Pakistan
Well,
inviting people
That's
in
when we became
and saying,
a
"Come."
communist country.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, one second.
We tried
You
to
don't
beat the
see
smash-
Pakistan bringing everybody in
We
and
were
saying,
fighting
"Come,
the Nazis,
help
but
us."
We became the Nazis, don't you see?
So England are Nazis.
Yes. National Socialists.
So England are Nazis. They're
Yeah.
retarded.
The NHS started in 1948, yeah? Everyone was against it, but somehow it still started.
That good thing or a bad thing?
Well, what do you think? Look at the state of it.
Well, look at the state of it. Doesn't mean it's a bad
Yes,
thing.
That's empiricism. You got to judge the world by what happens. You can't just
What
say,
about-
no, it will work, it will work, it will work.
Okay, so when something happens, what do you suggest? That we follow the
Then we go
American
back
system?
to before 1948.
The American system.
Like private.
But not everyone can afford that though.
That's tough titties.
Tough to ease.
Yeah.
You're gonna have people dying, you're gonna
Yeah,
have
we
people
used to have
struggling.
matrons, you know, that ran the hospitals right. Now we've got like some African mama who doesn't know what the hell she's doing. And that's not racist, that's just the truth.
Yeah, but if the African mama was not there, who else would be there?
I don't want to be careful by an African, I want to be careful by my own people.
And they're not interested in those jobs because they pay
No,
pittance.
because cheap foreign labor does it, so we can just sit back and be lazy and stupid.
Not necessarily. If you've got
This is
if you've
what's
got somebody
happening
coming from
right
abroad,
before our eyes.
if you've got something coming from abroad, he doesn't know the language.
Exactly.
He doesn't know the
So we have
language.
to
He doesn't
educate-
know the culture,
we
and
have to
he's
get
getting
up
the
to
job.
speed. It takes years to get
He's
up to
getting the
speed.
job.
I know.
And the Brit is just sitting there going, "Oh
You wanna
man,
be treated by
everyone's
that?
taking my
You wanna
job."
be treated by someone
If
like
your
that?
job is being taken by somebody that can't even speak the language,
rather take my
maybe you
chance.
should sort your life out.
I'd rather take my chances than be careful by third world nurses.
But mate, whether she's third world, whether she's fourth world, if she's going to take care of you, she's going to take care of you.
No,
If Catherine and
it's not
Margaret are
right.
sitting at home
You shouldn't mix
and you've got the
first world
African
and
mama
third
that's
world.
there, respect the
The
African
first
mama.
and the third world cannot live together
What makes you say that?
because there's a massive divide in society.
Not necessarily. Hey, you got
What?
people that have been born here for
Nobody
generations.
knows-
What's the divide?
Nobody I know has like Somalian friend or what, you know. It's
Well, just because you don't know doesn't mean they don't
it's
exist.
Utopianism. It's utopian, which is communism, and it's
Just because you don't
fail,
know,
fail, fail.
just because you don't know, it doesn't mean that they can't exist.
Yes, but it's proved from the last 20 years, multiculturalism has failed. Even Angela Merkel, who's like the craziest like globalist out there, even she said it had failed 10 years ago.
Right, so what?
So even the people who were trying to push this social experiment of multiculturalism say it's failed. But oh well, let's just carry on now.
But
It's too
mate,
late.
you know how you're saying LGBT has been weaponized?
Yes.
I would say migrants have also been weaponized as
Yes, by the Chinese Communist Party.
well. No, why always the
Well, why?
Chinese?
Because they never mention
What's
them.
this aversion against Zionists?
the
You
politicians
know
never
your
mention-
politicians are in the pockets of the Zionists. Gary Labner, 100
That's so-
million, he's donated
so,
over
like,
100 million
lazy.
to the Labour Party. The Labour Party most likely are going to come into power.
Yeah, the Rothschild.
You know they're going to come into power.
Nathan Rothschild
Go on.
loaned our government.
And who was he?
Millions.
Who was he?
To buy the Suez Canal.
Who was he? Nathan
French.
Rothschild. Who
Oh,
was
French.
he? Who was he?
He was a great man. No, he
was a
like
Zionist.
biblical prophet.
Oh, the Zionist has
He
become the
sent
prophet
his
now.
Children, no, his father sent his children all around Europe, and they saved our asses. And everyone hates them because they save us over and over again. That's why people hate Jews.
How have the Jews rescued the UK?
Oh, only through like innovation, creativity.
Yeah, what creativity? Creativity in weapons?
Let's just say
Creativity in
Hollywood. Think
spyware?
about Hollywood, yeah? In the early days of Hollywood,
Yeah.
it was basically Jewish propaganda. Stories about Moses, David. Yeah?
Right.
So that's pretty profound, right? The biggest movie making industry in history
Yeah.
is basically run by Jews.
So you're saying Hollywood is run by Jews, yeah?
It was after the war.
And now when you're seeing
Gone with the Wind was
what-
made by Jews.
when you see the LGBT thing being slammed into our faces in Hollywood,
Yes.
Is that also being put forward by
Yes.
the Jews?
Yes, by communist Jews. Jews who are
Okay.
ungodly
Now we're getting some progress
you
now,
know
yeah?
George Soros, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, he's like completely anti-God. He's the devil
So is
himself.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
No, he's not.
He's an atheist.
He's a God-fearing man.
He's an atheist.
I don't think so.
Oh, come on, mate. All right, check it when you go home. Ben Gurion, one of the founders of
How can
Israel,
you- how
or
can
the first prime
How
minister of
could a
Israel, he was
Jewish
an
leader be
atheist.
atheist? That's just absurd.
You can be a Jew and you can also be an atheist.
No,
Check
it's
this when you go
secular.
home.
It's communism. We don't want secularism.
Look, I'm up. Look, stay with me. Focus.
Worked out so well in Russia and China, hasn't it?
Focus.
There are people wailing in emotional
All right, how are you?
pain
All right.
in the streets.
Where's the thing gone?
Religion, yes.
Okay.
Religion is bad.
Hey,
that you will recognize who I am.
Oh, mashallah. Mashallah. How are you, brother?
Thank you.
Hijab's not here. Ali probably come later. Yeah. Bro, give me some water, please.
And where's Modi?
I don't know. He's making his money streaming with Neon.
The point is, you just got to leave people alone.
Bro, it's that bottle's there, yeah?
Relationship with God is a personal thing. It's nobody else's business.
No, I was just confused what you meant by communists not liking secularism, because they are typically very against religion, or at least in the
Yeah,
past
they
they
are.
were.
Yeah.
Hitler put his picture on the altar in Catholic Church. Socialism is the new religion.
Mate, check this when you go home. Benjamin Netanyahu is an atheist.
It's a religion.
Ben Gurion is an atheist.
And the zealots are even more dangerous than any people in the past. They will kill you. They'll kill you.
Okay, back to me. Hello.
Don't speak.
Focus.
I don't. But
The atheists, mate, just go home and check.
You're just-
I'm blowing your mind. I know your mind is
you're
being
just
blown
not
at the
worth
moment.
Speaking to.
You are, because you've spoken to me for the last 15 minutes and I've blown your mind.
No.
Look,
given
I
you
can
15
tell.
minutes
I
of
could
time.
see your pupils
You're very-
dilate when you
you
were
should be
speaking to
very
me.
grateful.
I could see the joy in your face.
Because I'm sick and tired. Why don't you just leave? Just leave.
Speaker's Corner, we come here to talk.
Yes, it was won by my ancestors, not by yours.
In fact, I don't
They
know
didn't
about
make
you.
it for Pakistani
I
lunatics
like
like
speaking
you.
to you.
Yes, of course you do, because I'm speaking the truth.
Not really. There's
You're
only like
speaking
1%.
lies.
The only 1% that you've said is the truth.
Like what? What
It's
was
and
false?
those are the conjunction words.
What were the false?
Mostly, like you're saying that, look, when you're saying that the Zionists have been oppressed, yeah, and that's why they're allowed to kill
Israelites
babies.
have been oppressed for 2,000 years.
Yeah, but before that, they were the
They've been
Canaanites.
kicked out of their house.
Yeah, by
The
who?
only people. In
By
this-
who?
The Romans first.
Yeah, Christian Romans.
Well, the Babylonians.
Europeans
tried it
didn't want them,
before, but the Persians saved them from the
and
Babylonians.
then Britain gave it to Israel,
It
and now
wasn't
suddenly
ours
they
to
want to.
give. We happen to be the most powerful people in
Exactly.
the world. And, that
And
was
then the
best.
Balfour Declaration.
It wasn't perfect, but it
Yeah.
was better than nothing.
Okay, it was. What's better than nothing? Giving a land
Better than
that doesn't
Palestine.
belong to
It all
you,
used to be Palestine, which it doesn't
and
exist.
everything was fine.
There's no such thing. Oh, everything was fine.
Yes,
It was a
according to your
third
history.
world shithole.
According to
Like
who?
everywhere
According to
that has
Netanyahu, the
Islam.
atheist.
The whole Middle East is a shithole, apart from Israel.
The whole Middle
I
East is
wonder
a
why.
shithole. Then how comes you're constantly
Tel
in the
Aviv.
last 100 years,
Compare Tel
Britain,
Aviv with anything
not a
in the
single year,
surrounding countries.
not a
You can't
single year,
compare, man.
not a single year has passed in the history of Britain in the last 100 years that they haven't been involved in some war in the
Yes,
Middle East.
that's because
Why
we have
are you so
communism-
obsessed with the
communists
Middle
taken
East?
over for 100
Because you want
years.
the oil there. You want the influence there. Why is it that in
Why
Iran?
does Rishi
Why is
Sunak
it?
not let us get our own oil out the North Sea?
That's fine.
Why does he wanna
I don't
bite
think
off
you should have
corrupt
Rishi Sunak.
states?
I don't think you should
Yes,
have
but
Rishi
why
Sunak.
do-
Mohammed
why do you wanna
Mossadegh.
be
Mohammed Mossadegh was a
living in a
democratically
country where we
elected
have
leader of Iran
banana
in
republic?
1951.
We're a banana
He was
republic now.
democratically elected leader.
Rishi
Britain got
was
involved.
not.
America got
Rishi was
involved,
not.
and then overthrew the democratically
Rishi
elected
Prime
leader,
Minister?
and then replaced it
You
with the
gotta
Shah.
ask yourself, why
are
is
you
Rishi
butting
Prime
in?
Minister?
Why are you butting in to international countries that have got nothing to do with you?
I don't want
Mind
to.
your own business.
I want to do that.
Then why is it that when you've got Lumumba, when you've got Allende, when you've got Mohammed Mossadegh, you're taking down democratically elected leaders and then replacing them with vassal leaders who are then oppressing their people get pissed off, and then you guys are like, oh, what have we done? Leave us alone. We haven't done anything. Look at 90% of the globe.
I've done nothing.
90% of the globe at one time or another has been colonized by the British, by the UK.
And we gave it all back.
And then you gave it all back.
Yeah.
Yeah? You gave it all back.
Yes.
To who?
To the people.
Palestine to Israel, Kashmir to
We
who?
stopped governing.
India, Pakistan, who? No,
stopped
you
governing.
guys fight about it. Yeah, stop governing
Well, why don't you
because
try
you
it?
guys didn't have anything left.
don't you try and have an
and then you
empire?
left everything in turmoil.
Why can you not have an empire?
We did.
Really?
Yes.
What?
For
The Indian
1,300
Empire.
years. 1,300
There was
years.
never an Indian empire.
You don't know your history, my friend. That's why I'm here educating you
What
about
was
your
the
history.
Indian Empire?
For 1,300 years, pre-industrial revolution, pre-Renaissance, it was the Islamic empires. You had the Abbasids,
Yeah, and what happened in
Ottoman,
Spain, eh?
Ottoman empires. Yes, in Spain, Muslims
all
were
gone.
leading for 800 years.
And they all
We
went.
had lights.
And they were
We had
driven out,
libraries.
like you're gonna be driven
Yeah, we
out.
had waste disposal systems. The economy was one of
Yeah,
the
and you
highest.
oppressed Jews
And then
Christians,
you had
and it was
Daniel
great,
of
wasn't it?
Moli. No. Then Daniel of Moli came, looked at Toledo,
That's
looked at the
nonsense.
libraries, looked at the universities,
Muslims lived
came
together in
here in
harmony
the
in-
UK,
in
then
Spain. That was
established
nonsense.
Oxford University. It
Yes.
was actually the Christians that came and asked the Muslims from North Africa, come and help us because we're being oppressed over there. And then the Muslims, led by Tariq bin
Yes, such
Ziyad,
great
went
sources of learning.
and helped and assisted the Christians
No.
and the Jews.
In the Middle East,
And
it was
then
Constantinople
Christians,
and Jerusalem.
Muslims,
Mecca
Jews
was nothing.
lived
Mecca was
together
nothing. Mecca will
for
never be
800
anything.
years.
Mecca was never anything.
For
and it never
800
will
years,
be anything.
Muslims, Christians, Jews
Islamabad
lived
is
together.
Nothing. Islamabad is nothing. Karachi, whatever. You got so many capital cities.
There's only one
it's a
capital
mess.
cities, mate.
No, you have like a financial capital.
No,
and
there's
a
one capital.
Islamic capital.
Well, I can say the same to you. You've got the city of London. You've got London City. What's the commercial capital? That you've got the business interests
Yeah.
electing their own mayor. Then you've got
the difference is we got
you've
a
got
thousand-
you got London
Over a
City with
1,000-year-old
Sadiq Khan.
history. Pakistan's got.
So you don't deny that. You've got two
70
Londons.
You can't compare Pakistan.
So
with
you've got two
England.
Londons. Is there two
Again,
Islamabads?
it's none of your business.
It's my business. I'm
No,
living
it's
in this
not.
country. I'm paying my taxes here. I was born in this
Why?
country. It is my
Why are you
business.
paying taxes to a
Because if I
corrupt
don't, I get
government?
slugged in prison, mate.
Good. No, you get deported. which
I
is
love your
simple.
answers. No, you don't get deported. Why am I going to get deported to? I was born here.
Pakistan.
But I'm not from Pakistan.
You're not.
No.
Your ancestors are not from Pakistan.
My ancestors, you can send my ancestors
So what's
back.
more important?
You can send my ancestors
What's
back,
more
not
important?
me.
Where you were born physically or your ancestors?
Well, I think where you're born physically.
Right. So if I was born in Pakistan, I would be Pakistani.
If you're born in Pakistan, you're Pakistani, yeah.
But there's no one like that. There's no English person that says that.
Well, I don't
But
care.
somehow you
You're
can-
asking if I was
Pakistanis
born in
become
Pakistan,
English,
would I be a
but
Pakistani?
English
Yeah,
cannot
I'd say
become
so.
Pakistanis.
Sorry?
Pakistani men can become English, but English men cannot become Pakistani.
I didn't say English.
That's
I say
interesting.
British.
How does that
Because I know when it comes to English, it's to do with race and, you
Yes.
know, there's that whole
Everything's
definition
to do
thing.
with race. You
I
are
didn't
a
say I'm
race.
English.
Your race is important. Your ancestor is
Yeah,
your
100
race.
meters.
And my race
You
is
do
important.
800 meters.
Well, never mind that.
Okay.
But race is important.
Trust me,
We're
more
not allowed to
practice,
talk
you'll
about
do the
race.
800 meters, no problem.
We're not allowed to talk about race.
You can if you want.
No,
You've been talking
I'm
about
saying
race for the last
in
15
the media,
minutes.
If I was a
In the media?
if I had a high-profile job,
Yeah.
I would have been like completely destroyed by now, saying things like
Not
that.
necessarily.
There is no freedom of speech anymore.
One of the top donors, I can't remember his name, the top donors of the Conservative Party said Diane Abbott makes me hate all black people.
Yes.
They didn't reject his money and he's still in his position. So
I don't think he-
why are you saying
I
that
think
you
he's
can't
the
say
boss.
racist comments?
I don't think he's employed. That's the thing.
So you can't say it in the media then?
If you're not employed by someone.
Well, there you go. So you can be
So it's
racist. So what was
freedom
your
for Only
point?
the rich. Only the rich can have freedom of speech.
Can you deny the Holocaust here in Speaker's Corner?
Yes.
Okay, go on then.
Yeah. You can say it to a policeman, kill all Jews. They don't do anything.
Yeah, well,
But if you
well,
say,
should we try it?
Can we deport?
Should we try it? Come.
Yes.
Come. Let's try
No,
it.
That's stupid. I've done it many times. I've seen it.
Well, let's do it on camera. Let's see.
I've seen it.
Come.
many times. No,
Let's try it.
We don't need to. You can
Yeah, we
see
do. It's an experiment.
There's hundreds
It's a
of hours of
scientific
footage of
experiment.
the Palestinian march.
There's no one in the Palestinian march
They're just
that has
watching-
said something like that
they're
that hasn't
watching-
been arrested.
No.
Let's put it to the test.
They're all
Are you a
saying
coward?
It. They're all saying it.
Let's
To
put it to the
river,
test.
To the sea.
That's not what it means. That doesn't mean kill all Jews.
They don't even know which river and which sea
They
they're
do.
talking about, half the people.
Let's try it. Let's
They think
try
it's
it.
the Thames and the Channel.
Look, let's try it. Let's go to the policeman
Why?
and let's say it.
The police are brain dead.
Well, let's try it. Then it's going to be easy for you
I don't even wanna
to prove
talk
your
to-
point and refute me.
I don't want to have to talk to even
That's
more
because you
stupid
can't. It's
person.
false. What you said is false.
What?
It's another
Because
lie.
I don't do what you say. I'm false.
No, because you can't evidence, so you
I
can't
don't want
prove
to go
it.
and speak to an idiotic.
No,
person.
because you're not proving it.
I don't want to
Give me
speak to
one
it.
case study, one person
They don't
that
have
said something like that
any
that wasn't
mind.
arrested.
The policemen can't think. There's no point.
No, I would say that not every policeman is like
They're
that.
just told-
The policemen are here looking after us,
They're just told
getting
arrest,
employed.
Arrest anyone who says anything slightly racist. That's all they know.
Not necessarily.
Yes, I got arrested for criticizing the Chinese Communist Party to a Chinese person. He called the police and say, "Oh, he's been racist. He's been racist." And I was like, "I'm not afraid."
You were arrested.
I got arrested, thrown in a cell for 12 hours. Then he took me to court, cost me thousands of pounds going through court to defend myself.
Do you believe
In
this?
England-
Do you believe this country has freedom of speech?
No, well, that's proved to me that it doesn't. You can't criticize the Chinese Communist Party.
And that's the only one.
Yeah, because they own our asses. We sold out all our industry to the Chinese. So they got us by the balls.
All right.
You see, there's Ukrainian flag. Where's the Hong
What about
Kong
the
flag?
Zionists?
Where's
They
the Hong
don't
Kong
have you by
flag?
the balls?
To prove it.
I would say they got you by the
Prove
balls
it.
and by the hairs that are dangling off the
This is-
balls as well.
Yes, that's really like
Graphic.
helpful to the discussion. But
Thank you.
when you see the Ukrainian flag, where
Yeah.
is the Hong Kong flag? That proves without a doubt they're
don't-
scared to
stop spitting on
criticize
me.
China, right? Because they won't show the Hong Kong flag. It's worse than Ukraine and Hong Kong. Well,
China-
why
Chi-
won't our government support Hong Kong completely?
Why don't you guys mind your own business?
Because Hong Kong is our business. Because we got an obligation because it was part of our empire.
Oh, here comes the return of the empire now.
Yeah, but I'm not saying I want to take over Hong Kong.
Isn't that like
I
a
wanna
Star
help
Wars
them
episode, the
defend
return of the
themselves.
empire?
I want to help them defend themselves.
Oh, you want to help them defend
Yeah,
themselves?
because we showed them how to do democracy.
Oh, you showed them how to do democracy
Yes,
as well.
that's
Wow,
history.
this is just unraveling.
Where do you
One
think
after
they got the
showing
idea
them
from?
democracy.
Where do you think
Yeah,
Hong
helping them, freeing them
Who do you
from the
think founded
clutches
Hong
of the
Kong?
was it, what do you call them, the yellow peril?
They had a English
Yellow
governor
peril, huh?
until 92.
Look, mate, just mind your own business, like you said
Yes, we
initially.
have.
Stick in your own
We
borders.
had an empire and we realised it's more trouble than it's worth.
Vote for Nigel
So
Farage.
We wound up the empire.
Vote for Nigel Farage, like you're going to do, yeah. And then just see how things are going to pan out and see what happens.
We won't get in because it's so rigged that communist Keir Starmer will get in. He's an out-and-out communist.
To be honest, I
And he's
do.
got a Jewish wife. So you're not going to vote for him, are you?
Well, I think Keir Starmer is going to come in. To be honest, Nigel Farage, I'm seeing the media working overtime to disparage Nigel Farage.
Yeah, they just got an actor to say, oh, yeah, we should blow the migrants out of the water.
According to Nigel.
Which we should. Everyone's too scared to say it.
Not blow them out the water, return them
What
back.
is the army for? No, we'll point a gun at them and say, turn back or we're going to shoot you.
Yeah, and then what about their surviving kids? They're going to come here and they're going to salute
They
you?
don't have
Or
any
they're going to come and
kids.
start attacking
They're
you?
all like 20-year-old men. They don't have kids.
20-year-olds don't have kids.
Well, they could, but or they've just left them.
Look,
in
just
a
don't stop
war-torn
making these
hellhole.
dead arguments. The point that I'm trying to say
But why would
is
you leave your kids in
the
a
point that I'm
war-torn
trying to say
hellhole just
with
to have
desperation,
fun in England?
desperation. They can't survive
Yes,
in their
desperation.
countries
Your
because you're
desperation-
bombing their
Your
countries.
desperation of your parents
You're
to leave
sending
your
weapons
country.
to Israel. You're sending weapons to
Because
Syria.
Islam has
You're sending
destroyed
weapons.
Pakistan. Your father left.
Go on, make your point.
He left to come to a Christian.
No,
sanctuary.
you guys invited us. They said, please
Who
come
invited
here,
you? Show me the
rebuild our
letter.
country,
Show me the letter
make
that
the tube
invited your
station so
father
our
to come and
people
live
can
here.
travel in peace.
Yes,
help
we want
us, please.
fully educated
And
third
then,
world migrants.
and then Mr.
Yes,
Muhammad
please.
said, okay, I will come and I will save this country.
Why
And
do we
Mr. Muhammad
want
came
fully
and saved this
educated
country.
Pakistanis?
Then he said,
How
Mr.
is that a
David,
benefit?
come here, save this country.
How
He
is it a
came. He
benefit to
came
have
on the Windrush.
third world
He came on the
Pakistanis
Windrush.
living in my
Just
country?
Jamaicans came to save this
Yeah.
country.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
you guys started
How are Jamaicans
oppressing
gonna
them.
save us?
Then you started Paki bashing. Then you started saying, "Oh, these Pakis
No.
coming over here, taking our jobs. We gotta go.
No,
We gotta
we're
go
giving
shave
you
our
the
heads.
jobs.
We gotta beat them up,
We're
mate.
giving you the jobs. You're not
Giving
taking
us the jobs. We came and
I
we
want-
made the jobs ourselves. We did the jobs you guys didn't want to do because you were sitting there
Yes,
having
you
your
did it
pedicures and your
for half the
manicures.
price. You did it for half the
You're
price.
saying
'cause
having
you've
your
got no
pedicures
money.
and your manicures.
You work for
That's what
anything.
you were doing. We were there cleaning
We
the
used to
streets.
pay our doctors a
We
fair
were there
wage.
running the corner
And
shops.
now we pay you half.
We were there driving you around like little Miss
Yes.
Daisy.
Why do you
What
wanna
were
be
you
our
doing?
lackeys?
Sitting at home,
Why do you wanna
complaining,
be our lackeys?
scratching your ass, going, "Oh, these
Why do you wanna be
foreigners
lackeys?
taking our jobs, mate."
Why do you want to be our slaves?
We don't want to be your slaves. In fact, you've left us
are.
in such a
You're
situation.
bringing us food.
Our
You're
people
driving
have
us
felt
around like chauffeurs.
no other option but to come here and
Oh,
clean
no
your
other
toilets
option.
so we can survive.
We've got no other
Because
option than
if you
to
look,
load off the English.
Shashi Tharoor has written a book called Inglorious Empire. In the first few pages, he says, look
Yeah.
where India was before. It was a quarter of the globe,
Yeah,
of
burning
the
women
world's
alive.
economy. When Britain left, you only left them with
We left you with
3%.
trains, baby.
They were
And you
finished.
love your trains.
They had absolutely
You love
nothing.
your
The
trains.
trains were pathetic. They were a joke, and they
from
were
the
only
Indian flag
used.
has a
They were
train
only
wheel on
used
it. The
to
Indian flag has a
transport
train
the
wheel on
slaves. They were only
They
used
worship
to
England.
transport
English
your
common law reigns supreme.
your own cotton, your own infrastructure that you needed to enslave us further.
Yeah, but then we
Don't
buy
give
off
us
the Americans
trains.
instead because we
Don't
like
give
them
us
better than
trains. Don't give us trains.
We
Don't give us
did.
that
We
nonsense.
invented trains.
That argument has
We are the
debunked so
engineers.
much.
We are the
Mate,
engineers
just
of
open a book.
humanity.
Just open a book,
You've given us
and you will
nothing.
realize we haven't given you anything.
No, your Brahmins did in 2,000 years
We
ago.
haven't given you.
The
We didn't.
modern Indians have given us
We haven't
nothing.
given you algebra.
No, that was a
We haven't given you the first hospital.
No,
We haven't given you the
that was a Greeks.
first hospital. Google this. The
Hippocrates.
first hospital.
Look up
Ahmad ibn
Hippocrates.
Tulun. Ahmad ibn Tulun. The first hospital.
You know,
Google this when you go home.
yeah,
The
yeah.
first
Have you heard of the
university.
Hippocratic Oath?
A woman
Have you heard of the
wearing the
Hippocratic
hijab. Ooh.
Have you heard of the
Fatima
Hippocratic
al-Fihri.
Oath?
The first university. Fatima al-Fihri. The first solo flyer.
Where?
Abbas ibn Firnas.
Where's the first university?
Algebra came from the book
Timbuktu.
Al-Jabr wal-Muqabila
about Timbuktu?
by Al-Khawarizmi.
Now
Jabir ibn
you're
Hayyan
just preaching
gave
like a
us
crazy
crystallization,
imam.
distillation,
not
crystallization, distillation, amalgamation.
Savage.
The first modern map by Al-Idrisi. You know the first map?
He's a medieval savage.
Okay.
Just because you got a
The-
nice Western suit on.
Thank
doesn't
you.
mean
At
you're-
least it's made. I got a
doesn't
good
mean
suit.
you're civilized.
I wish I could say the
That
same
doesn't
about
mean
your
you're
shirt.
civilized.
I wish I could say the same about your
You're not
suit.
civilized.
So look,
Put on
the
your
first
phone. Put on
modern,
your
the
phone.
first, well, Jesus wore a thobe as well.
Yes.
Jesus wore a thobe as well.
2,000
And
years
are you
ago.
trying to say Jesus is uncivilized?
This is 2,000
Are you
years
trying to
ago.
say Jesus is uncivilized? Oh,
Compared to me, yeah.
Yeah, only when it comes to the Chinese, then you see his mouth open very quickly. That's when the WD-40 gets
Yeah,
put
because
over
you're
here.
scared.
Otherwise,
You're
the
scared
Zionist,
of communists. You're scared of your communist overlord.
the communist. Look, just read a book by William Bloom. That's your homework.
I've read enough.
Yeah, Al-Idrisi. First, you had the map
Why don't you
that
read
had
some
Africa at the
Benjamin
top.
Disraeli?
Africa
That
was
will
at the
change.
top before Al-Idrisi came. He flipped the map. Why? Because one of the reasons the Europeans didn't like this because Africa
fact that
was
you live in
a
England
giant body of
shows
mass.
that you-
And Europe was this fragmented
believe
section
in
underneath
Islam.
the Africans, and they didn't want to
fact
be
that you wanna live in a
dominated
Christian
by the
country,
Africans.
yeah, shows that you
Al-Idrisi
believe
came,
Christianity
he
is
flipped the map,
superior.
and today we have the map.
Christianity
Flipped.
is the fulfillment of
They
Judaism.
flipped it again from Al-Idrisi's
Islam
time.
is nothing.
Citrus fruits,
You know,
oranges,
Jews revere Christian
lemons,
theologies.
limes. Before the Muslims had taken over Spain, before that,
But they
he
don't- they lost
didn't
it
know
all. They lost it
about
all.
oranges, bananas, artichokes,
Where are
rice,
they now? Where are they
aubergines.
now?
They were bought in for you
Where are the Muslims in
to
Spain?
eat, to
Where are the
desire,
Muslims in Spain?
to have these sumptuous meals. Well, they're there, they're still there, but Muslims
Why?
don't.
It destroys
Muslims
everything.
don't outstay their welcome.
Why do you hate humanity so much? You want to see everywhere.
You're the one that's calling Britons retards and Nazis. I don't call I don't call them that.
Because no one understands God.
Mate, I know you're hating on England just because
No,
they
on
were
English
colonized by
people.
Germanic settlers.
English
Oh
people.
yes. The English were not the first people in this
welcomed you
country.
in. They
No, no,
welcomed
no,
the
no.
wolf into the
The
house.
first people in this country were the Celtic Britons.
Oh, shut up.
Oh yes.
We're talking about
I'm
modern
about to
day now.
educate you now.
We're
The
talking about
Celtic
Islam
Britons,
in the modern
the
day.
Welsh, the Scottish,
Oh, please.
the Irish, they were here before the English.
Please talk to
Then
me.
the Germanics came. They then
me.
colonized
Talk to me. Don't talk to them.
England.
They're not
They
listening.
colonized England after the Anglo-Saxons. That's when they established
You know
England.
our history better
This
than
guy's
your own
coming
history.
here. This guy's coming here
Our
saying
history is
English,
superior.
England. What England? Tell me the reality
Why
of
do you know
England.
my history?
Germanic
Why do you know my
settlers,
history? Why do you know my
Anglo-Saxons.
history?
Even the language of
I
the
know it.
English came from Old English. The Anglo-Saxons imported it in.
And where did that come from?
That came from Latin. That came from the European languages.
What about-
And the word like blighty.
What about German?
Blighty is a Hindi word.
Danish.
It means, the original word is valeti.
Danish?
Yeah, this is blighty, mate. Blighty. Blighty is
Yeah,
a
I don't know
Hindi
anything about
word.
Pakistan.
It's a Hindi
I don't
word.
want to know anything about Pakistan.
Freddie Mercury, Google this.
Yes.
Right now, Google
Iranian.
it. Freddie Mercury
Iranian.
was not born in this country.
He was Iranian.
One of the greatest
That's how you
pop icons
that's
of
how
this
you
country.
assimilate.
Freddie Mercury,
Yeah, that's
his
how it's
name
done.
is Farouk.
Yeah,
oh
he-
my
He
God.
didn't preach Islam.
Farouk.
He made rock
His
and
name
roll
is Farouk.
music.
Google
he made
this.
rock and roll
Freddie
music.
Mercury.
You see?
Freddie Mercury was born in Zanzibar.
You ban rock and
And he
roll
came
music.
to this country.
You ban the music that
And
Freddie
then-
Mercury makes.
And then he
Yes.
changed his name
You don't
to
like his
Freddie.
music.
Boris
He was a
Johnson
homosexual.
born in America.
You would stone him
Cliff
to death.
Richard was born in India.
You would stone
The
him to
great
death.
great grandfather
You would
of the
crush him under a
Queen
wall.
was German.
You would throw him
Don't
off a
lecture me
building.
about England
You would throw
and about
Freddie
English.
Mercury off a building.
I'm in
If
this
you
country.
listen to him,
I
you will
respect
learn.
England.
Would you not
I
learn?
respect the
Freddie
English.
Mercury off a
I
building.
love this. This is my country. But when you come over here and you say England and the English are racist, we're going to vote for reform. And he's saying the English are retarded, the Nazis. No, they're not. The English are loving, kind people. Yeah, don't disrespect them. However, when we're talking about the history, you have to be accurate. You have to talk about the history and be just to it. Give evidence. Not, oh, I'm feeling angry. I don't know what's in that little cup that he's got. God knows, maybe it's a bit of rum, a bit of vodka, who knows. But point, guys, is make sure you read. Yeah, become educated. Unlike our individual over here. What can you?
We come here to educate these
He was an Indian. Freddie Mercury was an Indian. He's from Zanzibar. His name is Farouk. I think Bolsonaro. His name is Farouk, for God's sake. Inka.
Yeah. It's okay. It's all right. कोई नहीं थोड़ा पानी पियो. It's all right. It's the whole day to go. Yes, sir. को दिन पूरा दिन है. That's it.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, St. George is a Palestinian. St. George. Hey, St. George didn't step foot. St. George hasn't stepped foot in this
The good thing
country.
about St. George's, he didn't come to England.
He was a Palestinian.
No, he was Greek. He was Greek.
Search it up. Either
Greek.
Palestinian
Greek.
or Turkish.
Greek.
He certainly wasn't from this country,
Yes, but
and he
Palestine's
certainly
not
didn't step
real
foot in this
country.
country. Did he slay a dragon?
Macedonian Greek.
Did
The Greek
He didn't slay a
Empire was running
dragon.
the whole place, right?
he didn't slay a dragon? He wasn't from this country, but yet
Yes, exactly.
they're flying the flags
Where he was.
of St.
He
George.
didn't come to England.
St. George the Palestinian.
You should be like St.
They
George.
love
Don't
listening
come
to the music
England.
of
Stay
Freddie
where you
Mercury.
are.
Freddie Mercury, the Zanzibarian.
Yes, that you would.
And
throw
Boris
off a
Johnson,
roof.
that was
You would
leading
throw
this
him off a
country,
roof
the American.
Because you care what he
Listening
does
to
in
the
private.
music of Cliff Richard,
You care about
the
what
Indian.
Freddie Mercury does in
Then
private.
following the monarchy, whose great-great-great-grandfather
Didn't he say
was a German.
Most Muslims are repressed homosexuals.
The German.
That's why they.
You know the German?
Yeah.
You're probably gay.
Can you do?
You're probably homosexual.
No, but I see that you're projecting, so you must be.
No, I'm saying. I'm saying.
Why are you stuttering?
Muslims. I'm not stuttering.
Yeah.
1 second, and you go. Oh, stuttering.
Yeah, that's because you're thinking if you're gay or not. Are you bisexual? Are you?
No, I'm saying.
Can you answer the question if you're gay or not? I want to know.
You brought up
Are you
Freddie
gay?
Mercury.
Are you gay?
Absolutely not. Obviously.
What's obvious? From your attire, you look gay.
It's insane.
Why is it insane?
Because why would you lie with a man?
I don't know. Why would you lie with a
God
man?
made
You
us
tell
to
me.
lie with women. It's so
But you don't.
obvious.
But do you believe in God?
Only God.
Only God.
Yeah, you obviously don't.
No, it's good. I rate you for that. That's the 1% of truth.
Do you
That's the
really think
1%
God
of truth that you said in this whole discussion.
Do you really think God supports Islam?
God does. Islam comes from God. Islam means to submit to God. If you submit to God, then you're a Muslim.
Muhammad.
Do you submit to God?
Yes, but
Then
you
you're
don't have
Muslim.
to say it.
You're Muslim. No
No.
problem. You don't have to say
I
anything.
was submitted to God when I was born.
You're Muslim from
you
the.
think you can
You're
choose?
Muslim from the birth.
Muslims think you can choose. That's the big error you make.
Is there such thing as an ex-Muslim?
Yes.
Well, they're clearly choosing then, isn't
I am
it?
Hirsi Ali.
They're clearly choosing then, isn't it? You're choosing not to be a Muslim.
Yes.
And she's still alive.
Yes, but people she knows have been stabbed right in front of her. Theo Van Gogh was stabbed to death in front of her.
Theo
This is
Van
a
Gogh.
religion of peace.
Look, Ayan
He said,
Hirsi
"How
Ali
can you
is a
believe-"
fraud. Have you even read her
Don't
books?
stab him in the. Don't kill him.
Who are you talking
Don't-
about?
Ten
Who?
Commandments: do not murder. Yeah, do not murder.
Right. Do not murder.
Why do you keep
then
murdering
why is
everyone?
it? Why is it from?
David Ames.
Why is it? Okay.
Turkish Bajis
One
stabbed
second.
to
Relax.
death by a
Relax. Relax.
Somali Muslim.
Relax.
And we
Relax.
do
Relax.
nothing.
Relax. From the year 0 to 2008, there was a study done to see which religion had committed the most atrocities, the most deaths. Guess who came first with a whopping 178 million? Christianity.
That's because it was far bigger.
Guess who came number 2? It wasn't Islam.
And like
Number 3 wasn't
600
Islam.
years before
Number
Islam.
4 wasn't Islam. 5 wasn't Islam.
Okay, what about in the last?
Islam came number 6.
years? What about the last
In the
100
last
years?
100 years, I'll tell you,
Communism and Islam, way up.
Professor Pape has written a book, yeah, and in there he says, looking at all of the data, before America had, what's the word, colonized or,
Hegemony.
yeah, it was part of hegemony, when they tried to take over Iraq, when they bombed Iraq,
Yeah, that was corrupt
before
us.
then,
George-
there were no suicide bombs.
George Bush is all.
Mate, just
admitted
listen to the point
there
that
was
I'm
no
saying.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Yes.
It was all a big con.
But the point that you're trying to say is,
supposed to just ignore
before then, there were no suicide bombings. In fact, there was a study done by Pew, possibly by Gallup, and they asked the different religious adherents. They asked them, they said, is it okay for you to kill innocent civilians?
Yes, in war it is. Yes.
But with a whopping 89%
Not
that
just
said
walking down
no.
the street and stabbing someone.
But the religious adherents with the highest number that said no, you're not, 89%. Guess who they were? Muslims. Oh.
But they're the only ones going around stabbing.
They're the
people,
only ones that you're
slitting
hearing,
throats.
mate.
They slit a priest's throat.
They
in Paris.
don't. They don't.
They did.
Look the amount
Paris is
of
crazy.
mass shootings taking place, the amount of drone targeting. Daniel Hale, who's a whistleblower in Afghanistan, he said 90% of the drone attacks that have taken place in Afghanistan are done on innocent civilians.
Yes.
And you know what happened to him?
Afghanistan was a complete disaster.
Yes, but you know what
And they
happened?
admit it.
No, but you're missing the point.
They don't care.
Listen.
They don't care.
Listen.
Right?
No.
They say we're going to do illegal wars, and there's nothing
Listen
you
to
can
the
do
point
about
though.
it.
When you
That's what
kill,
the reality
when you drop a bomb from a drone,
Yeah.
studies tell us that you're not going to kill everyone. The survivors from that drone strike are going to be pissed. They're going to be radicalized, and then they're going to come for you.
Yeah, that's
You
why you
can't
don't
just
kill them
drop
all.
bombs. You can't just drop bombs
That's why
and then think everyone's going to be okay with
That's
you,
why
mate.
if Israel's
Don't be so
smart, they'll
naive.
kill everyone.
Well, that's the problem. Do you want them to kill
No.
everyone?
Well, that's the only way they can ensure not having.
Do you want them to kill everyone there?
If I was them, I would. Yes.
So you'd commit genocide, yeah?
It's not genocide.
It
It's
is when you're wiping.
self-defense.
But okay, according to my friend over here, killing all of the Palestinians is self-defense.
Yes, but-
This is who we're dealing with.
Because if they put down their weapons,
If the-
there would be peace. Yeah.
Okay,
If
okay,
Israel
okay.
put down their weapons, there would
Okay,
be.
okay, okay. Listen. Okay, he's made a
They
good
let
point.
their defenses
You
down
made a good
on
point.
October the
Wait,
7th, yeah?
you made a good point.
They
You made
let
a
their
good.
defenses down.
I'm
They
saying
can't
you
keep
made a
their
good
defenses
point.
up forever.
Listen. You made a good point.
Finish it.
Shh. You made a good point.
Finish it.
Okay. So he says, let the Palestinians just put down their weapons. Okay. Well, this happened in 2018. The Palestinians put down their weapons.
Let the Israelis
Don't take
take
my
care
word
of
for
them.
it. Don't take Bilal's word for it.
Israelis
Ah,
are
wait,
taking
one
care
second,
of
one
them.
second, one second.
They were giving them
One second,
water.
let me just finish this point.
They were giving them
Let me
fresh
finish this
water.
point. Don't take Bilal's word for it. Don't take Ahmed's word for it. Don't take a Palestinian's word for it. The UN released a report, a 250-page report, single-spaced, and they said the Palestinians were demonstrating. They were unarmed. And then what did the Israelis do?
They shot-
Well, even before that, they described the Palestinians
Well,
with
don't
another
throw
word.
stones
One second,
at
one
a
second,
fence. If you
one
don't wanna be
second,
stopped, don't
one
throw
second,
stones at
one
a fence,
second.
you moron.
They described the Palestinians in a festive mood.
Yes.
Palestinians were
That's one way
happy.
of saying
They
it.
were celebrating.
Throwing
They
stones
did
at
not
fence.
have,
That's
and they
festive,
were
yeah.
not violent. However, the UN report, read this yourself. It was released in 2019.
But don't you
They
see
said
the UN are
Israel
against Israel?
lined up. Israel lined up its
The whole
snipers.
West hates the
It
Jews too.
lined up its snipers.
Everyone
And then
hates
listen
the
to this.
Jews.
It intentionally
wake up.
targeted children.
Wow.
It intentionally targeted disabled people.
Why the BBC?
It
all the media
intentionally
organisations
it
against the
intentionally
Jews?
targeted medics. It intentionally targeted journalists. Don't take my word for it. It's the UN report 2018.
about that.
Google this when you go home.
I'm not
It was
taking a
released in
single word you
2019.
say.
250
You're
page
completely
single
false.
spaced document.
You're the most
And
false
then
person
you know what
I've
happened?
ever-
No problem. No problem. This is not good enough for him. Take Haaretz, their own newspaper.
You're a
When
grifter.
one soldier,
You're
you know what he was saying? He was
immoral
bragging.
grifter, that's what you-
I have shot at the kneecaps of no less than 50
damn
Palestinians.
about the truth.
Haaretz.
You just
I can
love the
show you
sound
the
of your own
screenshot.
voice.
Just Google this yourself. It's on
just
Haaretz.
love the
Still
sound of
hasn't
your
been
own
taken
voice.
down. Shooting
It's really not
at
that
the
great.
kneecaps. The kneecaps of the people.
Why- they
UN
can look
is
this
saying
up. They don't need to
deliberately
hear your nonsense.
targeting children. Intentionally, deliberately targeting. How sick.
Do you trust
How
it?
twisted. How much.
Do
You know
trust
what?
the media?
People like this
you
who
trust the
defend
media?
such people
Do you trust
should
the
be
media?
boycotted from society.
Do you trust the media?
They should be alienated and they should be outed like this man over here
Who are your
is
sources?
defending such people.
Tell me, do
you
you-
defend?
what are your sources?
Do you defend? I'm telling you, the UN report itself.
Trust the UN.
Then who do you tell me? I will give you a report from them. Who? Amnesty
No.
International?
No.
Human Rights Watch?
God. Only God.
Okay, so we we need a report from God.
Yes.
No problem. I will give you
It
a
comes
report
from
from
your
God.
conscience, yeah?
I'll give you a report from
Your
God.
conscience.
1 Samuel
That's where the
15:3. In the Old Testament, it
What's
says,
right and wrong?
it says,
What is
kill
right? What
babies,
is wrong?
kill infants,
Is it right?
kill donkeys,
that
kill cattle,
the Romans
kill all of
stole
them.
Israel
What does
from
the Quran
Jews?
say? What does the Prophet say? In the Muwatta of Imam Malik, don't kill women, don't kill children. And I can tell you,
Because-
we get this
Just
from
because
Imam
of the
Malik,
two-
we get
it
this from
doesn't
Imam
make
Malik.
It doesn't
He
stop
got
being a
it from
crime because it's 2,000 years
Nafi,
later.
he got it from Abdullah bin Umar,
fact the Romans
and he
stole
got it
that
from the
land is
Prophet
still just
sallallahu
as
alaihi
much a
wasallam.
crime.
This is a report. This is the isnad.
It was
This is the
always a
chain of
crime to steal
narration.
that land off the Jews.
Sorry?
It's still a crime that the Romans stole that land off the Jews.
Forget the Romans, my friend.
No, I don't forget the Romans. They're the
Before
most,
that,
one of the most important
were the
empires in
Canaanites.
history.
Yeah. Before that,
We learnt a lot from the Romans. You should try.
who
it
was
too.
there before the Romans?
The Greeks.
According to Israeli research itself, by checking the gravestones, the
And the Phoenicians before
Palisette
that.
and the Philistines, these two words
And
can
the
be found
Canaanites.
in documentation and
Yeah,
evidence
Philistine,
3,000
Philistine
to
is
5,000
Palestine. And
years
what did they do to
old.
Palestinians? They killed them.
But
And they're gonna kill the
Israel,
Palestinians again.
Israel didn't exist 100 years ago.
Goliath, yeah?
Show me on the map.
David killed Goliath.
Show me
And
Israel
that's
on the
what
map.
Benjamin Netanyahu is going to kill Hamas.
But he's saying but his own army general is saying we can't.
Is he now? According
You
to
gave
BBC or
Golan
something.
is saying we can't.
These
It's
are
saying-
communists. You're
it's-
listening to communists reporting on it.
It's look, Benjamin
hate-
Netanyahu's own military
They hate
guy,
Israel, they
his
hate
own
England, they hate
military.
America. Yeah,
Not
'cause we
listening.
stand in the world for liberty.
Benjamin Netanyahu's
Liberty.
own military guy is saying, we can't kill them all.
freedom of speech. That's
We
what
can't kill them
stand
all.
for. You wanna
We need
destroy
more
freedom of
help.
speech.
Help us. And then Rishi Sunak, with his withering structure, with his
he's a-
skinny bones, is giving more and more
globalist.
money.
It's a
Keir
globalist
Starmer
cabal of
wants to
banking.
give more and more money. And your
a
boyfriend,
banker. He's a
what's his
banker.
name? The
Freddie
reform
Mercury.
leader. Nigel Farage. Yeah, even him. All of these guys are like, all hail our Zionist masters.
No, no.
But what is he saying?
He's doing
He's
what he's
criticizing Mr. Wong over there.
The thing about Nigel
He's
Farage,
saying poor old
listening
Mr.
to
Wong
what
over
we
there.
want.
He's the one that's controlling the LGBT.
Yes.
Mr. Wong is controlling the
They're not
LGBT.
stupid. They're intelligent. Chinese are intelligent, unlike you.
Then what about these homosexuals that are walking amongst us? They're being controlled by the Chinese.
Yeah, they don't know it, but yes.
They don't know they're being controlled by the Chinese.
Of course they don't.
How do you
They
how
don't
do you
know
reason with
everything.
someone like this?
That's what they're doing. They're infiltrating the universities, yeah? And they're brainwashing everyone with this ideology, which is designed to destroy Western civilization.
Most of what you said is correct, other than the
Because it's
fact that
based
instead of
on
Chinese,
a man
replace
and a
it with
woman having a
Zionists.
family. Yeah, that's what
Replace
we're
it with
based on.
Zionists. The Pritzker family. Are they Chinese? The Soros family.
No.
Are they Chinese?
But they're not
They're
Jewish.
2 of the 4 top families that are supporting the LGBT phenomena.
George
They
Soros
are
went
very
around with Nazis in Hungary
pro-Israel.
confiscating Jewish property.
Oh, Israel has
He thought he
admitted
was God.
themselves.
When he was a child, he thought he
Israel
was
has
God.
admitted themselves. We help
Soros is the devil
injured
himself.
Al-Qaeda people because
He's paying to open the
for
American
them it's a
border, our
chessboard.
border as well.
Israel has also admitting funding Hamas and helping them.
You're just a tool of
Benjamin
George
Netanyahu,
Soros. You don't see it.
when he was sitting in the Likud, when he was sitting in the parliament
Yeah, that's
with the
very
parties,
good. You know the name
he
of the
admitted
Israeli parliament.
that, you know what, Hamas is good for us. Huh? If Hamas is so bad, why are they good for him? Why are they good for him?
The
Because they
Palestinian
need
people
them.
hate Hamas, you idiot.
Huh?
The Palestinian people hate Hamas.
Okay, then do you want to kill all of the Palestinians as well then? You hypocrite.
Because they should have done something about it.
They should have done something about they should have done something about
Too
it.
late for them now.
Okay, then if somebody comes in here and blames you for the skeleton Rishi Sunak,
They could have lived.
What?
They could have moved to
then you can move. Why are you
Israel.
blaming the Chinese communists
Like Moab, like Mossad.
about the degradation of the
You know, the
British
son of
society
Hamas,
then? Why are you
Mossad,
blaming
yeah?
the Chinese?
You know Mossad.
Why are you blaming
Not
the Chinese?
Mossad works for
I know that
Mossad
loser.
now.
I know that pathetic
That
loser.
Pathetic loser.
Yes, that pathetic loser.
He's a
I'm not
prophet.
talking about you.
He's a prophet.
Or maybe I am,
He's
kind
a
of.
prophet.
He's a prophet.
Yeah, Mossad.
Or Mossab.
What's his rest of his name? Mossad.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's like Islamic jibbery.
No one cares. He's a Christian, by the way.
Yes, because he was
Uh,
born in Hamas.
He's born in Hamas.
The
Oh,
son of His
he's
father
born in
founded
Hamas, so you can get British Airways tickets and you
he's
can fly to
disowned-
Hamas.
he's disowned
Make
his
sure you
own
check out the
father.
sites.
He's disowned
Make
his
sure
own
you take pictures
Because he realised-
and make sure you go on Instagram and tag Hamas as
You know
well.
the reason why
Have you been to Hamas as well?
Do you know the reason why he left Islam?
I can
Because he
smell
was-
alcohol from him.
Because he was in jail with
Forget your
with other
boyfriend
Muslims.
Mossab.
He was
Let's
in
talk
jail,
about the
and he
Chinese.
saw the way other
Can
Muslims
people blame
treated other
you?
Muslims.
Can people blame
He
you
saw the
because
way Muslims
China
treated each other.
has
He saw it was
infiltrated?
backward.
No, he actually got shunted
You
by his
don't
father
look after
actually.
each other. You don't take care of each other.
Mossab actually got rejected by his own father.
No, he rejected
And
his father.
then you know what? He got angry. Like an angry little boy.
Because
He
his
went
father
against his
is
father.
God.
I'm gonna show my father
Your
by
father
going
is God.
against him.
Because his real
Now that
father
I've
is
dealt with
God.
that chapter, can people blame you for the degradation
My
in hair
father
in the
is
UK?
God. My biological father is not my father.
Your biological father's God.
No, God is my father.
Who's your biological
all
father?
He's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
It doesn't really
Do you even
matter.
know who he is?
I know he's still alive. He's about to be 90 years old.
Is he? Ah, that seems like a lie.
But he's a liberal Democrat, so he's lost.
Yeah? Is he retarded as well,
He's
like you said?
inviting his,
Is he a
Muslims
retard
in.
Nazi, like you mentioned?
Maybe when one of his grandchildren get raped, then maybe he'll change his mind.
Wouldn't that be your son?
No, I don't have a son, but one of my nieces, for example.
You don't have a daughter or a son?
No, I've got 13 nieces and nephews.
Are you married?
No. It's a death sentence now for a man to get married. They'll take everything from you.
You know what?
They can turn around and say, "Oh, he."
We
raped
can
me,"
start a series
and they
with
can
this.
Take all your money.
We can start a series with this.
The court, yeah, the courts are completely biased towards women.
But then surely the Chinese are blaming you as well then, isn't it?
Yes, because they run everything.
Yeah.
The Chinese run everything.
You should be okay with that. Why aren't you getting rid of your
Okay with
leaders?
it.
Like you're blaming the Palestinians for Hamas, we should blame you for Rishi Sunak. Rishi Sunak's your fault then. Rishi Sunak's your fault then.
Yeah, it's our fault for electing
your fault.
Boris Johnson. I didn't vote for Boris Johnson because I knew he was a liberal globalist.
Where's democracy in it?
No, it's not
You vote for somebody and the
Yes.
other guy comes in.
But then he was removed for having a slice of cake. That's democracy.
Yeah, during COVID, when he was stopping
Someone
other
with a
people from
massive
seeing
mandate
their
gets
dying
removed.
mothers.
Who removed him? We didn't. The people didn't remove him.
Who,
So
Boris
who removed
Johnson?
him?
Did you want Boris to stay?
Well, he should stay because he got a massive majority.
Didn't his own party vote him out?
Yes, but it's not their place to. If the people voted for him, the people have given him the mandate. But somebody removed him.
I agree with you, it's a mess.
IMF. International Monetary
I agree with you.
Bank of England. They're the ones who are governing us. When did we,
Don't forget the
when
World
did
Bank.
we vote for the banks to govern us?
We did it. And I'm with you
But
on
they
that
are.
one. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, and you're.
I'm with you
why
on
do
a
you
lot
wanna
of
live
things.
in it?
I'm with you on a lot of
Why
things
do you want to
actually.
live in someone else's country that's going down the toilet?
That doesn't make sense. I'm living in my own country.
You don't want to be around in someone else's country when there's about to be a
No.
civil war.
The sign of a person who has love with their country, even if it's going down, you want to stay, you want to protect it,
Yes.
you want to help it.
Not to leave. Like,
Yeah, so I'm not going to leave like a coward.
Yeah, but your
It's my
father
country.
did.
No, my father passed away when I was 1.
Well, who came over here? Who brought you over here?
But my father brought me over here. Well, actually, no. My father came here, and then I was born here, and then he passed
Then
away.
you died when you were 1.
Yeah.
So you should have gone back then.
Why? If I'm born here, why do I need to go back?
Because you don't have any right
So
to
if
be
my
here.
father's country is there, how does that make that my country?
Because all your ancestors are there. in
Yeah, I
the
don't care about my
soil.
ancestors. I
Why
care
not?
about where I am now. The people that my family here.
But you don't have any family.
You don't know if I don't have a family here. You haven't asked me.
Because you've only been here since you were 1 year old.
Yeah. And well, how long do you need to have a family?
But it doesn't matter where you have a family. You can't change what you are. You're as bad as LGBT. You think a man can become a woman. A Pakistani can become English.
Why are you blaming me? Why don't you blame the Chinese? Because apparently the
Because
Chinese
it's this
control
kind
us
of
all.
Ludicrous thinking.
Well, the
when
Chinese
you
control you as well. That
can't-
thinking
you
is
can only
controlled by
be
the
what you
Chinese.
are. You can't be. You can
How
only
do you
be
know
one
that's not
thing.
controlled by the Chinese?
What?
How do you know this whole anti-migrant nature isn't controlled by the Chinese?
No, they're loving it.
No, they want you to be very anti-migrant, to sow
They
discord
don't
in the
have a
country.
migrant problem.
Yeah, that's because they didn't have a 1948 British Nationality Act.
Because they don't.
They didn't have anything
they don't
similar to
care
that.
about being called racist.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, everybody does.
They took in the Star Wars film, there was a black guy who was like the main character.
Can we talk about reality
They
and
took
not
away-
movies?
He was a tiny little guy on the poster.
Are we?
If you
I don't care about movies, I care about reality.
Africans, you would be shocked.
Yeah, I mean, what about what the British think of Africans, like the Kikuyu
I
tribe?
think they're all God's children. So to say
God's
they're
got a lot of
inferior-
children then,
Yeah,
isn't
we're
it?
all God's children. So to be racist is to.
Chinese are the God's children
is
as
to
well, then,
insult
isn't it?
God.
Chinese are the God's children
Yes.
as well, then, isn't it?
Communist is not.
Communism,
Is the devil.
they're not God's children.
No, they're working for the devil.
But are they God's children, though?
Yes, they're still God's. They're like
There you go.
Lucifer.
So the God's children are working for the
Yeah,
devil.
They still love him.
That's the
God
theology
still
you're dealing
loves
with.
them, like he loved Lucifer.
God's children are working for the devil.
Yes, because he loved Lucifer, right? His favorite became the devil.
We don't believe that.
But
We
still
believe
love
a devil is a devil and an angel is an angel. Simple as that. Devils don't become angels,
Fallen
angels don't
angel.
become devil.
Fallen
We don't believe that angels can't fall. The angels.
Well, he did.
Well, that's the
So-
problem. It's a flawed.
But you
Look,
based
you're half
your-
a Muslim
but
anyway.
You based your religion
Why
on
don't you?
all
Why
that,
don't you
so-
accept Islam and just be, just sort your life
because
out,
it's
mate?
so inferior, it's so bad.
Now I've already proven to you
I've
that
read
it's not.
enough to know
You've
that
been
It's
impressed.
a pale imitation of
No, you need Islam.
the Jewish Bible.
Look, Islam is the only one telling you no to LGBT. It's telling you no to adultery. It's telling you no to
Yes,
slinging your
but the
parents in the
Jews
old
said
people's
that
homes.
1,000
No, they
years before
didn't.
you.
No, they didn't.
And the Zoroastrians before them.
Not necessarily. Look, Muslims are coming here actively on the streets protesting no to LGBT. Actively
Yes.
protesting
Yes, we
no
agree
to
on
gambling.
that,
Yes.
But it's
No
not
to
your place
alcoholism.
To protest.
It is.
You protest in your own country about
Well,
that.
this is my country.
But
That's
you
the
don't have
problem.
the- no, it's
We're just
not.
going
How
round
is
in
it
a
your
circle.
country?
Look, you gave me the
don't
analogy.
like
You
it.
gave me the analogy. If I go to Pakistan,
You don't
if
like
I was
Freddie-
born in Pakistan,
you don't
would
like
I be a
Queen.
Pakistani? I said yes. I said, that's what you're saying. Yes. According to this criteria, if you're born in this country, you're from this country.
No. What about
What's your mum
Do you know
being
Rudyard
born in
Kipling?
Cambodia
Do you
got to
know
do with
Rudyard-
your affinity with
Do you know
Cambodia?
Rudyard Kipling, yeah?
How are you randomly going to know about Cambodia just
Rudyard
because your
Kipling-
dad is born in Cambodia? Like, give me a break.
Rudyard Kipling, Englishman, born in India, lived the first half of his life in India. No one ever said he was Indian. He
They
was
call him an
English.
expat in
He was-
India, correct?
But he was always an Englishman.
According to who? He's an Indian as
To
far as I'm
himself.
concerned. Well, I mean, you can say I'm a frog.
Because they never.
You can identify as a
fraternised
frog.
with The locals.
You're a frog if you
They
say you're a
stayed
frog.
In their little community.
Can't really do much, mate.
They didn't.
If he
mix.
said he's a sausage, okay.
The Raj didn't mix with the Indians.
Did he start making these cakes as well?
What?
Kipling.
No. But the point is, yeah, he
What
said,
is the point, mate?
The point is, he said, I was born in India, lived half my life in India,
That's his opinion.
but I'm an Englishman.
That's his opinion.
But That's what he said. If you-
I don't care what he said.
You're saying he's Indian.
I don't care what he said. If
You're
he's born
saying,
in India,
no,
he's an
sorry,
Indian.
You're Indian. Even
If
though
he's
you've got
born
no
in
heritage,
India-
you've got no connection to India.
Doesn't
Other
matter.
than the fact that you were physically in India.
Yes, it makes you an
But
Indian.
that means that every time I go on holiday, I become wherever I
If
go
you're
on
born in
holiday.
that country, which I don't know scientifically how that's possible, how can you go to another country and be born in that country? Can you do that? Is that possible in your worldview?
If you're born in a country,
You just said, oh, what if I do that in a... How are you going to be born in another country?
well, Boris Johnson was born in New York.
Yes, he's
not
American.
He's not American.
Well, he should be American.
No.
Well, that's what we differ then, innit? But we agree.
We're very different.
We agree on LGBT.
Even a
We agree on LGBT,
guy
correct?
like me, American guy
Listen.
like me.
Do you agree
has
on
no right to live
LGBT?
in England.
Do we agree on LGBT?
What?
Do we agree on
Of course
LGBT?
we do.
Do we agree that illegals shouldn't be coming here and draining the resources of this country?
Yeah, no one should be coming here.
Okay. Let's end on a thing. Do you?
Illegal. There's no. They're all
That's
illegal
fine. That's
because
fine.
You were never given
Do
a
you?
mandate
Do you?
from
Do you
the
accept?
people.
Do you accept that?
I never invited
Do you
you.
accept? Do you accept that there shouldn't be rife adultery, alcoholism, and gambling that will take the country down?
Of course.
Okay, then
Well,
we
we-
agreed on these points.
It used to be more like that when we were a good Christian
Well,
country.
we will hopefully bring it back as well.
Yeah, Christianity. Not
Well, we
Islam.
want Christianity to thrive because Christianity would be better than atheism as far as I'm concerned, mate.
Well,
Gonna
yeah,
be honest.
It's better than
If
Islam
someone is following
by a long
Christian,
way.
how is Christianity
It's
better
even
than
better
Islam?
than
How many gods are there in
Judaism,
Christianity? How many gods in Christianity? One. Okay, what about Jesus? Do you worship Jesus?
Well, there's the Trinitarians, but that's not.
Oh, now there's three now.
Yeah, but Unitarians.
Unitarians.
This is one God.
Okay, now ask me as a Muslim, how many gods are there?
I'm not interested.
Well, you should be because you said Christianity is better. So you are interested because you're making a
Yeah,
comparison.
history shows that. Where are all the
What history shows
Where
that?
are all the medieval Islamic
What history
theologians?
shows that?
Where's Thomas Aquinas? Where's Thomas à Kempis?
Yeah, and where did he get his knowledge
Where's
from?
Erasmus?
Al-Ghazali. Thomas
Yeah, but
Aquinas,
where were
his
they?
relation with the
Where were the
Ghazali,
great wise imams of the medieval era?
right next to them. Ghazali.
But we don't hear about them
That's because you don't. When's the last time you opened a book about Ghazali?
because it's so inferior to someone
Inferior.
like Erasmus or
Mate,
Thomas
just
Aquinas.
because you haven't opened a book doesn't mean that suddenly it's inferior. Thomas Aquinas
Even the
relied upon
Jews-
Ghazali.
Even the Jews revere Christian theologians.
Yeah, but they also say Jesus. They say all sorts of things about Jesus. A Muslim would never be caught dead saying.
No, they just say Jesus was the Son of God.
They say
as
he was
we
an
all are.
illegitimate person,
obviously.
a bastard.
Because
They call Jesus a bastard.
Yeah,
Not all
because-
of them,
because
some of them.
Immaculate Conception is myth.
Well, there you go. We don't. We believe. We
angel.
believe Jesus was born without a father,
horny
miraculously. We believe.
A horny angel came down.
We don't
and
believe a
slept.
horny angel. You believe that. That's what we
That's what it
believe.
said, Immaculate Conception. Why?
Do you believe horny
Why
angels?
should it?
Do you?
Well, that's what they say about Jesus.
Is that what you believe? A horny angel?
Well, that's what Christians believe.
And
We
is that what
in
you believe is
Immaculate
superior
Conception.
to Islam? That believe Jesus
No.
was a mighty messenger,
No, I say
came.
you've got to criticize Christianity. You can throw away the stupid stuff.
No, but how is it
Stupid
superior
stuff.
to Islam? You haven't given me one
Because
way
we
in which
can
it's superior.
criticize it. You can never criticize it.
That's because it can be
It's
criticized.
perfect.
You can't criticize Islam because there's nothing to criticize.
Because it's perfect. The Quran is
Yes,
perfect.
Islam is
But
perfect.
you don't even know who wrote it.
Yes, we do. The Quran is the revealed word of God. The scribes, shall I give you a few of the scribes of the
1,000
Quran?
years later, after Moses.
No. The Quran, as soon as it was revealed, it was recited by
the
the
6th
Prophet to the
century.
companions.
Muhammad
It was
wouldn't-
recited.
Muhammad wouldn't have gone to Constantinople and learnt anything there. Would he?
No, he didn't go
He just
Constantinople.
somehow got all this knowledge sitting in the desert.
Where did you get that he went to Constantinople?
Because that was the
What a
only place
regressive,
with-
backwards
That was
thought.
the only place with
There's
any
no
knowledge.
there's no history
That was the
book
only
that's
place
ever
with
mentioned that.
books At that point.
Have you written that book?
That was the
Have you
only
authored
place
that
that had
book?
any books.
Huh?
That was the only place where you could learn.
Okay, but there's no historical evidence of him
scholarship.
going to
There was
Constantinople.
no scholarship.
But there's no scholarship that says he went there.
But there was scholarship in Constantinople. There was no scholarship in
Give me,
Mecca.
give me one evidence that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, went to Constantinople. Go.
Because that's the only place. That
Because that's the only place. That's not evidence.
It
Go.
wasn't far away.
Go.
Not
Evidence.
far away.
It's far away.
No,
It was the
it would
only
be
evidence.
possible
Oh.
for an Arab to go.
I don't care if it was impossible. If it's impossible, it makes it more possible that
do you
he's
not
getting
think any
revelation from
Arabs
God.
went- You don't think any
That's
Arab
what
went
makes
to
it miraculous, my
Constantinople?
friend.
You don't think any Arab went to Constantinople?
I'm not talking about Arabs. I'm talking about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be
Was
upon
an
him,
Arab,
who could
yes.
not read or write.
He was an Arab.
The people around him had not taught him about what they'd studied from
He
Constantinople.
was an Arab, yes.
Born in Arabia,
Not
correct.
Not an Aryan like you.
What makes me an Aryan?
Indo-Iranian.
You mean Aryan?
Yeah, we're all Aryans.
Yeah, there's one that's what Hitler liked, didn't it?
Yeah, I think he was talking more about like Scandinavia.
Yeah, I don't think I would come under that
I don't know,
description.
but maybe he was talking about because the Jews aren't Aryan, so maybe he was. Talking
I don't think he liked the Indians
maybe he
either.
was
I'm not
talking
sure.
about Indian, Iranian. Maybe he did think because
Maybe.
ancient Persia was.
Do you believe
probably
he
the
was
greatest
misrepresented?
No,
You believe everything that they say about Hitler and what the Nazis did, everything is correct?
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he did round up the Jews and gas them, rather than sending them back to Israel, because there was no Israel. Well, barely.
Thank you for admitting there was no Israel.
Yeah, but there should have been an Israel, but it had been taken over for a long time. Because Palestine is not a real country. There's no such thing as Palestine.
We're going around in circles now. But I enjoyed this conversation actually. Maybe next time we carry on. What's your name?
Francis.
Francis. Nice to meet you, Francis.
But why to stop drifting, man?
No, mate, it was a good conversation. And look,
It
listen.
wasn't.
Francis.
You're just like boneheaded.
Francis, look. This is filmed, yeah?
You're
It-
ideologically
Listen,
driven.
listen.
You've gotta
A lot
stop.
of this stuff is filmed. It's going to be online. Everything that I've said.
I get people coming up to me all the time saying, "Why don't want you
No,
to film?
but Francis.
Why don't you speak instead of filming?
Francis, everything that I've said.
You're supposed to use your words.
Everything that I've said.
Use your words.
No, but you're not listening sometimes when words are being used. Sometimes that helps. When you go home and you check what I've said, if you disagree with
I
anything,
didn't
come back
listen
to me.
a word you said.
Well, when you go home, and that's why we need the cameras then,
Just
isn't it?
lies, lies, lies.
Well, go home and check.
You're politically motivated.
Mate, I could see your pupils dilate when I was speaking. You were overruled by me. The facts that I was giving you.
Delusional,
You
man.
thought Benjamin Netanyahu was Jewish. That's a joke, mate.
What is he?
He's an atheist. Ben Gurion, the first prime minister, was an atheist. How deluded do you have to be to
You've
think
got
that
a
they're
more
Jewish?
subtle understanding of God.
That's
you can't
just-
understand.
You know what I mean? The fact that you think Freddie Mercury was
He's
like
not an Old
his
Testament prophet.
actual name is a joke.
Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't live like an Old Testament.
And that's not
prophet.
even his name.
But he's not living
But
like
he-
an Old Testament prophet. Yeah, he's like
He's-
a modern Jew,
He's a joke.
God-fearing. He fears
He's a
God.
joke.
He fears God.
He's
I'm telling
pathetic.
you. He read Solomon. He knows Solomon.
I don't know what Solomon he read.
Yeah, but you read Solomon.
Maybe it's
Have you read Solomon Proverbs?
was he born in Ukraine?
And Solomon says the beginning of wisdom starts with the fear of God.
He wasn't even born in Israel. What a joke.
Exactly. So he can't
Most
be
of these
Israeli,
seniors
yeah?
are jokers.
No, but his ancestors were.
Mate, you know when you defend Israel,
His
you
ancestors
gotta be
were.
messed up to defend
His
Israel,
ancestors
though.
were. That's all that matters. Ancestors are all that matters.
no, the ancestors. Look at the Canaanites.
your ancestors,
Who were
what
the
the hell are
Canaanites?
you?
Who were the
You're
Canaanites?
nothing without
Who were
your
the
ancestors.
Canaanites? They were Arabs.
Yeah, and they were. God told them to.
Before the Israelites were the Canaanites.
Yeah,
They were Arabs.
they were another tribe.
If you're talking about ancestors, then you should be supporting the Palestinian cause.
Why? It's a lost cause.
Because according to your logic,
Nobody wants the
it's
Palestinians.
according to your logic, it's about the ancestors.
Why won't the neighboring Islamic countries take in any of these?
So if I take your house, suddenly it's up to your neighbors to take you in.
But they never should have
Come
had their house
on,
there
mate.
in the first place.
This is a dead logic.
No,
It's dead logic, mate.
you only
Honestly,
go back to the point of history where you want to go back.
we
You won't
go back
to-
as far as it goes.
You won't go
We
back.
go back
No,
as far as it
you won't
goes.
go back to Moses.
We go pre-Moses,
What's pre
Canaanites.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with you. That's
That's
between
because
the Jews
look,
and
I
the
can tell
Canaanites.
you're unaware of this.
But they were
So
Jewish.
be humble.
yeah?
Be humble.
They
Go
were the
home
same.
and read.
What did the Canaanites look like? They didn't look like Arabs.
Look, you're just embarrassing
You're a
yourself.